Hey guys, welcome back to Top 10 Gaming. I'm Ron Mackenzie Lafergie. Video games continue to push the borders more and more. While this is awesome for many gamers, it often causes some controversy. Not only that, but sometimes controversies arise that are completely separate from the content of the game. So let's talk about some of the biggest controversies surrounding gaming. Now, it's very possible that I'll mention certain points from previous videos. There are some issues that just need to be touched on, and not everyone watches all the videos. That said, I'll do my best to avoid repeating myself. Now get ready, here are my top 10 gaming controversies. Number 10. Video games make kids violent. As video games became increasingly violent and increasingly realistic, parents became more and more wary about the effects of these games on kids. And logically, it makes sense. If kids get used to killing and harming others in the game world, who's to say they won't just go out and kill people in real life? The thing is, research hasn't really supported this position, but that won't stop countless parents from trying to get games banned for being too violent. So many games have been attacked due to this idea, and I think I speak for all of us when I say, just stop!
It's time to stop!
Number 9. Paid mods. If you're a fan of PC gaming, there's a pretty decent chance you've been introduced to the wonderful world of mods. Personally, I love to play games like Fallout and Skyrim with mods. They really make the experience so much better. Sadly, in 2015, Valve decided they'd introduce the wonderful honor to pay for the mods we want, and people became understandably annoyed. This caused a great deal of controversy, ending with Valve changing their minds and removing paid mods. Following E3, we know they're coming back, but in a much healthier state. Are they now a good thing? Guess that's up for you to decide. Number 8. StarCraft 2's 2015 match fixing scandal. Fixing matches for gambling purposes is nothing new in the sports world, but it's quite a bit less documented in the world of esports. But that doesn't mean it doesn't happen. Life and BB Young were both busted for throwing games for money, receiving the equivalent of about $60,000 and $26,000 respectively. And considering that worked out to several times what they would have made if they had won the whole tournament, their temptation is understandable. This is far from the craziest case of match fixing ever, but it's still pretty disappointing and caused one hell of a controversy in the esports community. Number 7. PETA and Pokemon. The animal rights group People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, or PETA, has come up against Pokemon a few times, claiming that it promotes animal abuse and cockfighting. They even went so far as to make their own versions of the game. Here's the thing, it's kind of ridiculous that they would go this far against a children's video game, but they kind of have a point. Even the supposedly good trainers like Ash still attack a Pokemon, beat it into submission, capture it, then force it to fight other Pokemon. It's kind of messed up. If it was real life, I'd definitely be on their side for this one. But it's a game, so screw off. Number 6. Game addiction. This is a big one that's caused controversy all over the place, particularly regarding the more addictive games like World of Warcraft or EverQuest. This addiction has been put forward to have a number of negative consequences, like antisocial behavior, aggressive attacks, and even suicide. In 2001, 21-year-old Sean Woolley committed suicide, with his mother claiming that his addiction to EverQuest was to blame. Later in 2003, there were several attacks and murders that were blamed on GTA, and in 2007, a 16-year-old killed his parents for taking away his game. Now, of course, these involve individuals who are not of sound mind, but the idea of destructive addiction caused a huge amount of controversy around gaming. Number 5. The Xbox One announcement. The announcement of the Xbox One caused quite an uproar when fans realized that it looked frickin' terrible. It required a constant internet connection, needed to connect to work, and worst of all, wouldn't allow the sharing of games. This almost doesn't count as controversial just because frickin' everyone hated it, to the point where Sony's stock rose 9% as people ran away from the steaming turd that was the Xbox One. Thankfully, they reversed these decisions and Xbox fans collectively sighed with relief, but my goodness was that a scary time. Number 4. Hot coffee. GTA fans will know exactly what I mean by that, but I'll explain for the uninitiated, because it's pretty hilarious. Turns out the creators of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas decided to leave code inside the game that allowed the player to play a sex minigame, complete with excitement meter, rhythm control, and camera positions. While they disabled it in-game, some particularly tech-savvy fans figured out how to enable it. The animation itself is about as unsexy as something can be, but that didn't matter to the many parents rallying against the game, calling for bans and even suing the developers. Number 3. Fox News versus Mass Effect. Okay guys, you're gonna have to brace yourselves because I'm about to say something that will make you question reality. You ready? Fox News had biased and ignorant reporting. Okay, hopefully I didn't just shock you to death, now let me explain. As you may know, Mass Effect does contain some very mild intimate scenes, showing some butt and a bit of side boob. So how does Fox News describe this? New video game shows full digital nudity and sex. Yeah, not quite. We saw a couple fools on Fox going on a crazy diatribe about how if teenage boys see nudity, it will have a negative effect on their perceptions of relationships, which is stupid for so many reasons. First, Look lady, I was a teenage boy once. There is more than enough nudity on the internet. Seeing a bit of CGI butt was nothing. Second, Mass Effect has incredibly healthy relationships. You know how you get these intimate scenes? By becoming close to someone, building a relationship, and eventually moving to a healthy sexual act. Is that really the worst thing for teenagers to see? Number 2, Gamergate. If you're a gaming fan or a member of the human race, you've no doubt heard of Gamergate. This was started when a number of gamers came to the conclusion that game developer Zoe Quinn had used unethical tactics to get positive press for her new game, and they took it way too far, sending hate mail and death threats. It later continued when feminist media critic Anita Sarkeesian started her series Tropes vs. Women in Video Games, and she herself received a number of threats. Basically, I think both sides of this whole debate were just being dumb. Sarkeesian's videos are, in my opinion, just a cash grab while she spouts off biased opinions. Personally, I don't like them. Or her hypocritical victim complex. But you know what I hate more? Death threats! No matter how warranted your outrage is, sending threats and making people feel rightfully unsafe is never the right way to go about changing things. Number 1, No Man's Sky. Oh boy, this one was the video game controversy of 2016. Hello Games had the world all ready for their incredible game, full of amazing spaceflight, beautiful landscapes, wonderful creatures, and don't forget that it will definitely, absolutely be multiplayer. Then it came out, and just kidding, they got us. So many features that were listed were either way worse than expected or just not there at all. Many people got annoyed that it was basically a game of collect things so you can upgrade your laser to collect things better, and I don't blame them. Thankfully, Hello Games has been introducing patches that have rather increased the things to do in the game, to the point where it's actually pretty neat. But the absurdly disappointing initial release and the frustrating radio silence from the company has more or less killed the game's popularity. But honestly, I still like it. It's really chill, and sometimes you get really cool animals. Other times, not so much. That's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please smack that thumbs up button and subscribe to Top 10 Gaming to see more sweet gaming vids. Let me know in the comments what game you're most looking forward to, and feel free to argue my points. I'd love to discuss some of these controversies. Until next time, I'm Ron McKenzie LaFergie with Top 10 Gaming. Later, gamers.